Hi, we're here. Welcome. You can tell again by the extra sheen he's got. My forehead's like Charlie Sheen.
Except
No,
for except for you're not. It's not winning.
no, it's not winning. It's losing. Oh, my wife made me a margarita, and it's not good.
No,
I'm not a salt on the rim guy. What say you?
I don't mind it. I actually kind of like it. I mean, I don't lick the fucking whole rim, but if
Right.
I'll take a sip every once in a while. I mean, mostly I drink it out of a straw because you never know where the fuck it's coming from. But
True. I hate when you're drinking out of a thing in a bar, and you could like there's no visible lipstick, but you can like you
it's there.
there's still lipstick on there, and I'm like, I try to envision like she's a super hot chick, but it was probably some fat piglet.
It's probably some dude that just put chapstick on.
It's probably some dude that thinks he's a girl. You can catch that. Like you can actually get that from a glass.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's like sitting on a toilet seat. You can catch the AIDS.
Yeah, that's true. That's facts.
Yeah.
Um, how was your week, sweetie? You got what 2 weeks left, and then you're back
What?
in.
I should get cleared Wednesday.
Whoa, dude! You know
10
what you're.
days. I'll be back to the undisabled department.
That's good for you. Now, do you have
I'll
to?
be a somewhat functioning member of society. Maybe.
And God, this isn't gonna work either. Like, everything's not working today. I'm kind of over it. I think we're getting like cyber attacked or something. I think the United States is. I think we're in for it.
All Max had
You see-
room there. They're
Yeah.
just going to get all of us at once.
Well, yeah, I think so. I think that's the case. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see you. Your internet's
the
a
MGM
yellow.
fucking cyber attack.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. My week was stressful. Long week. Went out last night. Ortez was supposed to have a 5-minute meeting or 15-minute meeting, and turned into like a 3-hour meeting. So I'm just sitting there like an idiot. And every time my glass gets like almost empty, they give me another glass. So I'm just housing it. And then some people go, "Hey, here's a shot for you." I go, "Okay, I'll take a shot." Like you do, you know?
Are you
then
ever
another
gonna
person goes,
learn
No,
to just like,
no.
skip me this time?
I don't want to be a dick about it, you know? But so then I'm like sitting around and people are giving me more and then more and then more. And then I go to get my bill and my bill's like a lot of money. And I'm like, why is my bill so much? I mean, I know I had like 3 glasses of bourbon. That's fine. And I look on the tab and all the shots that people were giving me were my shots.
Just get him a shot, put it on his tab.
Yeah. I'm like, I knew the people ish, but not enough to like. Ortez knows he can go get a beer on me. Jerry knows he can go get a beer on me, but fucking gay dude does it. Like, I like. It was a little uncalled for, I'd say, just a little bit.
He's got it. Run it up.
Yeah, and it's not like there's any takebacks on that shit too. It's just like, well, did you buy them? Like, I didn't. Didn't think I was buying them. And then they're like, but you
Found out later.
Yeah, but you drank them, right? I'm like, yeah, I drank them. Well, then, yeah, just pay the tab then. What's the big deal? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not like a dispute charges kind of guy, you know?
No.
I don't want to be a dick, but at the same point, I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Got home today, or got home last night, and went to sleep. Woke up at 7, got the kids, made sure the kids were okay. Went right back to bed till 9. It was a fucking awesome day. Awesome day.
I was going to say, you were definitely on the Facebooks this morning.
I certainly was.
Yeah, you were all over the place.
Well, I think because today was a holiday, a lot of my customers didn't email me. Usually, I start my morning with like 15 emails.
Oh.
And then like another 40 come in halfway through the fucking day. So today was like, I got 3 emails, 2 calls. I'm good. Yeah. I saw something on I Bruce Almighty that shit like a motherfucker.
Was that the movie that he did that?
Yeah. So let's get officially started. We're 5 minutes in. This is called a cold open. Let's do the song.
And go.
Hey,
I have this
they
big
go
thing
from the
for
dome. If foreign topics, they just turning these stones. So big in Germany that you would think they Germany's own. Daryl and Chris hold the reins, get them hooked right while Jerry and Chokes and Ortez sits the bush like throwing the bet. The jokes fall from an innocent effect. They got Daryl cracking up in a tinfoil hat. Yeah, just a team, you know they ball like the Wolverine. Moving different when they drop you just like.
Okay, terrific.
Thanks again for tuning in. This might be a quick one unless these drugs and booze kick in, because Dave's having a hard time picking up words. Words come out of my mouth. I saw something this week that was a little weird, and you know I'm not good at math, right?
No.
So
No, your intentions are good.
yeah,
And usually you can see you're here and you're trying to get to the finish line, but how you get there is never a straight line.
no.
It's a little off.
I'm what they call a high functioning cunt. No,
Yeah, that's exactly what they say.
I'm a high functioning ADD guy. I'm perfectly designed to do what I do for a living, but I'm not really suited to be out in society. I'm just not.
No.
So I'm scrolling through the book, as we call it, because we're cool. Just lose the. Just call it Facebook. Now it's just the book. Like HBO Max is just now Max. And now I get Max confused with Cinemax. And I keep going to Max looking for titties, and there's not a lot of titties on Max.
There's nothing there.
What are we doing? So, the meds just kicked in. Here he is. Anyway, I'm telling a story. And I haven't gotten to the story.
It's literally the fucking epitome of this show. It's just a shit show.
Flipping through the book, and I see that if Back to the Future was filmed today, he would go back to the year. Guess what year?
1996.
1993. Good year.
Does this anything along the lines where the Back to the Future and the fucking Goonies?
No, but that is weird, and we could definitely talk
Yeah.
about that too.
I mean, I was just it's really not a huge long conversation. I mean, that one video you sent me or tagged me in it,
Yeah.
pretty much debunked it all. It just came right out and said, "Hey, there's a Back to the Future says, hey, we're going to this date," and the Goonies was filmed, and they showed a newspaper and they zoomed in on it. That was the date, and it was like all meshed. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, the date that
Whether it was done on purpose, I don't know.
back in time is Saturday, October 27th, 1985.
24th.
24th, whatever, 1985.
I legit fact checked that shit. I went to my calendar and I typed in that date, and it was a Saturday.
Yeah.
So they were doing their due diligence back in the day.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. But I saw that. So if he went back in time today, because like when you look at that movie, you go, wow, the world was so fucking different from 1985 to 1955. And now you go back and look, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to go through the top songs and top movies from 1993 and then compare it to 1955. It's, I just thought it'd be kind of fun, right? No? Well, whatever. No one watches this shit anyways. So, top grossing movies in 1993. Do you have any guess? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10. Do you have any idea? Schindler's List, Jurassic Park, The Fugitive, Mrs. Doubtfire, Sleepless in Seattle, Groundhog Day, The Firm, Indecent Proposal, banger. You get to see Demi Moore's fat nipples. Line of Fire, and Philadelphia. Those were the top grossing movies. In 1985, obviously, we have Back to the Future, we have The Goonies, Breakfast Club, Rambo First Blood Part 2, Rocky 4. Some people's favorite Rocky, by the way. Not mine, but some people's.
I don't think I've seen any of them
Really?
the whole way through.
First one's great. The second one's awesome. Third one sucks. Fourth one sucks. Fifth one sucks. Sixth one.
Just weren't my bag of tea. I just never really got into boxing nor cared about it. I mean, I know they're huge hits and all, but I just look,
But how about the fucking year that Sylvester Stallone had in 85? First
Yeah.
Part 2,
dude, using everything.
crushing it. Cocoon, Witness, A View to Kill, and The Color Purple. A View to Kill, I don't know what that is.
It's a Bond movie, I think.
Yes. So then,
Yeah.
then you go to 1955. Rebel Without a Cause, Lady and the Tramp, Sever Your Itch, East of Eden, To Catch a Thief, Mr. Roberts, Oklahoma, which is a fucking musical. A Love is a Many Splendid Thing. Whoa, boy. And The Man with a Golden Arm and Guys and Dolls. Top songs. This is going to be kind of weird. 93, I Will Always Love You. Big hit. Little group I like to call Tag Team.
Oh, back again.
With-
Check it to wreck it. Let's begin.
With Whoomp, there it is. Yes. Can't Help Falling in Love, UB40. That's the Way Love Goes, Janet Jackson. Dream Lover, Mariah Carey. Great one. I Do Anything for Love, but I Won't Do That, Meatloaf.
Oh man, there's too many people really get into that song.
Yeah, it's a little too much. You know what's worse is when people sing karaoke in general. But when people do Paradise by the Dashboard Lights or something like that.
That's Meatloaf, right?
Yeah, Will You Love Me Forever? All That She Wants, Ace of Base. I have a fucking problem with Ace of Base. Because on Lithium, the XM channel,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be like grunge. It's literally the fucking who sings that zombie? Zombie.
The Cranberries.
It's nonstop Cranberries and nonstop Ace of Base.
That's Lithium?
Yeah, Lithium. Not 90s on 9. It's
No, and that's where you expect to hear that, right?
yeah, but like
Beat you, London.
what do you say?
He said it was Cranberries. I beat him.
Nice. So is he
Apparently he's watching.
new comments will display chat.
There they are.
Oh, hey. Pre-Coke Whitney. Yes. Love me some Whitney. Hero, Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey had 2. Whoa. Again, Jan Jackson 2. Nothing But a G Thang was round out the charts there. 1985. Again, kind of weird. Careless Whisper by Wham. Like a Virgin. Wake Me Up Before You Go. Wham.
Yeah, George Michael, right?
Take On Me, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, Money for Nothing. I mean, Crazy for You, Madonna. I don't like Madonna at all. Tears for Fears, Shout, and We Built This City, Starship. Great fucking song.
Yeah.
Then you go to 1955, Rock Around the Clock. I don't know any of these. Rock Around the Clock, everyone knows. But
Yeah.
Love is a Many Splendid Thing, The Yellow Rose of Texas. What the fuck is that song?
If you hear him, you might recognize it.
The Yellow Rose of
My dad listens to when we go camping, he listens to a lot of 60s
Uh-huh.
and shit on XM. So you hear about a lot of that, and I'm like, dude, some of it gets old. I'm like, you gotta bump this up to like at least the 70s is, because some of it's just like, ugh,
Can you hear this?
barely. We do not own the rights to the song. Hi, Kiki.
This was a hit in 1955.
Of course it was.
It's by Gene Autry. I thought he was like a cowboy.
That sounds just like a cowboy song.
It does, yeah. The Ballad of Davy Crockett. I mean, it's just so strange to see like the disparity between then and now.
Yeah.
Now, Wet Fat Pussy or something like that's a top song. Like in the
Ass pussy.
wet fat pussy. I don't know, whatever. No, it was so strange because you think like when you watch that movie, it's so fucking long ago. The world changed so much. And then we would just go back to 1993. Good year.
That's fucking 70 years ago.
Yeah, it's just strange getting older and now seeing things the way that your parents saw things. Like when Back to the Future came out, my dad was like, "Oh, cool, I remember that." Not really. He wasn't alive then. No, he was. He's dead now. God damn it.
You ain't black.
That's why I hate having you in control of that soundboard. You're so bad.
Retardation.
There you go. That hits.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we were gonna get in a better discussion with that, but like, You know, this is what happens. I try, I plan, and then I just kind of flame out a little bit. You know, I'm kind of over it.
You had a whole bunch of topics, and we knew we were going to not get to most of them.
Yeah, I did, and I forgot them.
Really?
Well, hold on, I got my napkin.
Oh yeah. Where's your napkin?
I got the picture I sent you. That's what we'll do.
You gonna look at it, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I'll look. No, you look at it. Look at it. Put it in your mouth.
Okay, hang on. There's
Touch.
a sweet picture of your boogers. And okay,
God
Back
damn.
to the Future. We just talked about it.
We text way too much.
Restaurants.
Yes.
It's
good call.
number 2 topic here.
So I wanted to figure out. I heard someone talking about restaurants, and they were like, "Well, what's your favorite chain restaurant?" You know, like if you go, man, like today I went to Chili's. I think that's probably my favorite chain restaurant.
It's tough.
I do like. Would you consider Moe's a chain restaurant?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. This whole platform sucks.
It's also not. I would almost put Moe's in with like fast food.
Yes.
Almost.
Okay.
Almost.
Yeah. Same. Yeah. So
It's not your Applebee's, Fridays, Chili's type of shit, but it's not Burger King, McDonald's.
it's below it.
It's in limbo, I think.
Yeah. I think that you have to have a bar area in order to be a restaurant. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be a true restaurant.
Yeah, you have to have like some sort of bartender, draft beer, that kind of thing. You should be able to. If you can't order shots, it's probably not a restaurant. But then I was thinking, like, let's say that somebody's never been to a place and you have, and the one place that you would absolutely demand that if you're all in the same area, you have to go to that place. Mine would be Batista's, the hole in the wall. Like when we were in Vegas together, I was like, no matter what, I don't care what you have planned. We're going to dinner at Batista's, whether you like it or not.
That was also on my list of things to do.
Yes, and it's just a great place.
I had been there before and realized how awesome it was.
Like, so,
Old mob place. All the menus are up on the wall, written in chalk,
yeah,
and you get free table wine, all you want.
just get chicken parm. That's all you do.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Just get chicken parm. That's all you're gonna do. But yeah, I was wondering if you had any other ones where you're like, no, I'm insisting we go there, like, because Batista's is the only thing I could even think of.
No, and I mean, even like the steakhouses here, we bounce between like 3 of them.
Right.
Like we kind of rotate through because there's none of them are a favorite. None of them I gotta say you have to go here.
That's the
But
thing.
London said Chili's is the best of the chains, and I have to agree with them. I think.
Wow, you guys finally agreed on a topic
Yeah.
on how great Dick's taste. God, that did not come out. I have mild.
Retardation.
It's not mild. But yeah, I mean, Fridays ain't bad. I think Fridays has. Well, fuck, we only got one. I think left here.
Yeah.
They're going by the wayside. Applebee's food just sucks.
Applebee's sucks.
They have the Dollarita is back.
I think that's a last ditch effort. I think they're going by the way of Fridays. I really do.
Yeah, I think they're gonna disappear shortly.
In my shit little town, there is a Chili's on one side of the street, Applebee's on the other side of the street, right? Chili's is fucking packed nonstop. Applebee's looks like it's closed, even though they're open.
I agree.
It's insane.
Same here. It's like you can't get over the people that would just rush to a Chili's or Fridays over Applebee's. I think in if we're people would rather go to Chili's Fridays and then Applebee's is there.
Hearing your wife yell at the dogs the way she yelled at you.
Basically, yes. Yeah. Well, the neighbor dogs are out too, so she's battling that.
Oh, dude, you know what should happen? We should just set fire to your complete neighborhood. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Where are we at with? Is it arson if you burn down the hood? I don't think so. It's more of a favor.
I was gonna say I was trying to think of the word that would.
It's just a slap on the wrist, man.
Yeah, I think that would just like The fuck so there's a word for that. Like favor plays. I don't know what the word. I don't know what the right word is.
Go get you go now get.
Dogs are assholes.
It's so funny. Like when I'm getting ready
Terrible.
to do this thing and come downstairs, I'm like, all right, guys, let's get off our iPads. You guys can watch one movie. Blah 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 blah. 2 minutes into it, it's like, get the fuck out. Go get. One day Daryl says he's gonna move. Doubt it. I doubt it. What else is on that list? But yeah, I do think.
The problem with Chili's though is I could sit there and drink the 2-for-1 beers. I always bring it 2 at a time. Granted, they're like 10 ounces. I don't like it, even if the frozen mug. They're good. The second one's gonna get warm. I mean,
Sure.
I'm not there to just. Some days I am. Most days I'm not. On the endless fucking chips and salsa all day.
Yeah.
All
Good.
day. I'll sit there and drink fucking draft Coors Light and eat chips and salsa all day. The food is, to me, it's
Yeah, I had a.
It's every time I go there, I get caught up, and I usually just end up with a burger, and it does its job, but I'm not overwhelmed by it.
Dude, today's burger was like, you pick it up, you take one bite of it, and everything's so soggy, everything falls off the fucking thing. So I end up like eating a burger with a fork, like your shitty friend in fucking Ohio with chicken wings. It was so annoying, but it was good. It wasn't bad. It's not like it tastes bad, but like I do think Chili's probably focuses a little bit more on the quality of the food than any of the other fucking restaurants.
I do too. Like when they come out with those stir fry shit,
Yeah.
and the fucking platters are just sizzling.
Yep.
And there's like food bubbling over as they're carrying it out. I'm like, okay, yeah, it's
We're
definitely
right now,
not-
Dad. Yeah.
We when I came home, when you and I went to Michigan, I stopped just outside of Cleveland, in Menor, just north of Cleveland. I saw a sign for a TGI Fridays. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't do that.
Right.
Because my favorite meal at TGI Fridays is the Cajun shrimp and chicken pasta. It just slaps, but it also destroys my asshole.
I was just gonna say.
And I still got a 3-hour drive home, and I texted you a picture. I had a couple of tall beers, and I'm like, this is a mistake. That's what I'm ready to deal with the consequences of said mistake.
Out of the chains, when they had happy hours, I don't know if they still do. TGI Fridays had the best happy hours. It seemed like in college, we knew somebody at some Applebee's that was the bartender, and we would just go get fucked up. Then I met you, and you knew people that were bartenders, and we would just go get fucked up. Where do you think Wild Wings fits in on this list? I would put Wild Wings right below Chili's.
Yeah, I put them a second on the list.
There's one for sale here. They want way too much money. They want $4 million for it.
Yeah, I mean,
What?
it's a fucking franchise, right?
If you could have any chain restaurant in your home, I would pick Wild Wings.
Me too.
Yeah, just presentation. They always have golden tea. I mean,
Wait, so if I buy the franchise and put it in my house like Devontae Adams, Taco Bell,
Yeah.
do I get a golden tea?
where are we at with golden tea?
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's definitely what I would pick.
I like their array.
Ooh,
I
wow.
like that word. Of the appetizers.
Yes.
The wings are not terrible. I'm not saying they're fucking great
No,
by any means.
they do
They
have
are
large
tolerable.
sauces.
That's it.
I totally, the large selection of sauces, I totally fuck.
Yeah,
with.
you
And-
can change it up a little, and it's a give take.
And they're not dicks about it too. Like me and the kids, Olivia and Max, when they're not on their devices, I go, hey, the prelim fights are at Wild Wings, and they like to go watch MMA sometimes with me. And I basically open up my betting thing and let them bet, allegedly. And they've actually done well a couple times. I think Max hit he had 3 parlay because he's like, what do you have any advice? I go, never bet against Brazilians. And so he's like, which ones are that? And I was like, any flag that looks like this, you bet on. He goes, boop, 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 and I won $500. But you can get 20 wings. You can get 10 your way. You can get 5 one way and 5 the other way. It's awesome. Like, they're not dicks about it. Most restaurants are dicks about it. If you go, oh, we want a dozen wings, we want half medium and half hot. And they're like, well, you can't really do that.
I want 8 because they do them in 6s.
Yeah.
They're like, I want 18 wings. Well, how do you want them? I want 6 medium, 6 hot, and 6 Cajun barbecue or whatever. Like, you got it. And they
Yeah.
come out with a little sticker on each one. I'm like, all
Pre-
right,
You know
not
what?
bad. Not bad.
I'm gonna go ahead and crown the new number one. I think Wild Wings is probably my favorite. Both Chili's and Wild Wings have Blue Moons, and that's the only place I'll ever have Blue Moon. If Blue Moon is
You can't play Golden Tea at Chili's. You also can't play Big Buck Hunter at Chili's.
Big Buck Hunter does fuck when you're in the mood to fuck it. It's great.
Brady played it at fucking Dave and Buster's one day. He could barely hold the fucking gun up. He's like, and fucking deer are just running everywhere. And then he just puts the gun down. I'm like, we got 4 rounds left. I'm in there fucking popping bucks left and right, shooting shit. And he's like, holy cow. I'm like, bro, there are people 1 million times better than me at this game.
Brady's like,
I killed like one buck per round.
yeah, yeah, I think it's my. I wish that, and this is probably an indictment on the one here. They do not have hot bartenders at Wild Wings.
Nope.
That to me is a prerequisite. I'm not saying that.
And I don't think that's true with any of the other ones. I haven't seen them.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever. Oh, I did see one. She was.
This is a drop in the bucket here.
What do you call the person that seats people? Is that the hostess?
Hostess.
Hostess
Or host.
is hot. Jack
It
Astor.
always is like in waiting.
Yeah, Jack Astor's was another one. I think Jack Astor's, if it was still around, I'd put Jack Astor's above all of them.
I would too.
Food was good. Always hot hostess. Always hot bartenders.
The vibe was good.
Vibe was great. I can't
Yeah,
believe they're
North
closed.
on all TV. I can't. We walked. We were in the mall.
Me and you were there. When the,
Yeah.
when the kids were at that place, and I was like, "Hey, let's go grab a beer," and you go, "Yeah, let's go to a fucking
Yeah,
ass."
when they were at Urban Air that day.
Yeah.
But that was like one of the last times they were open. Like we were at the mall not too long ago. Chris had to return something or look at something, and we all 4 went there, and we walked back, and we were coming right by Jack Astor's, and I'm just looking in the window. I'm like, first off, I can't believe they fucking closed. Secondly, I can't believe nobody jumped in there.
Yeah, why not? Pick it up?
Malls are going downhill, man.
For sure.
I have a feeling within probably 10, 15 years, you ain't gonna see them anymore.
I mean, we have
T-shirt.
we have malls here. We have one mall here, and it's mostly a hospital now. They're like, well, we don't have to build a new building. We just there's Old Navy. I think an Aeropostale.
Welcome to 1993, boys and girls.
Yeah, and then nothing. So it's
Like
like
McKinley Mall is almost dead.
yes, yes.
And they've been trying to sell that place for years. And then everybody's like, somebody needs to fucking buy this and literally turn it into senior housing and end it. Just
You know what I saw?
be done with it.
This is the one-
Galleria isn't far behind.
Yeah, and I thought Dave and Buster's going into almost every mall in the country was going to be a saver. I wish we had a Dave and Buster's here. I mean, Dave and Buster's is a chain restaurant.
Food sucks. Food's
Food
completely
sucks?
garbage.
Whoa, what's that?
Garbage. Dude, I like my words.
Dude, Dick's no gullet. I do like Dave and Buster's because you can just let your kids. You put some money on the card. You guys get fucking hammered.
Can't
Here-
really let them run free for the most part, but
Well, I mean, my
you
kid.
don't have to have them tied to your fucking waist, and and they sell alcohol because obviously you need to. If you have
Brady's
kids,
a little young to let him go, but if when Brady's Max's age, just go. Yeah, I'm gonna be here.
like next year,
Yeah, you
they're
can.
literally the same age almost.
Yeah.
But when we go, it's divide and conquer. It's like Aub wants me to go with her so we can play basketball and Basketball Connect 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then she wants to play air hockey, and I absolutely fucking destroy her and demoralize her for days.
You are oddly good at air hockey, and you're oddly good at fucking
Bubble hockey.
bubble hockey. Is like there's been a few times in my life where I haven't liked you. Just to be honest, just to get it on the table. Playing bubble hockey against you is certainly one of them.
I remember one day we were at Buffalo Sports Garden out in Orchard Park.
Mm-hmm.
You walked away.
Yeah.
I ripped a backhander off the wall over your goalie's shoulder and just fucking took a sip of my beer, and you just fucking put your hands up and walked the fuck away and went to the bar. I'm like, dude, this is the first period. I'm
Nope.
not playing anymore. You're like, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home.
This game is culturally biased.
But even in Michigan, we went to this Pinball Pete's game. They have all the old video games.
Yeah, we walked past, but you're like, there's no beer
Yeah.
there. Why would we go
Yeah,
there?
yeah, exactly. So I mean, Abo likes to go there and shit. So we went in and we played a bunch of games and shit. And we walked back to the corner and they got like 8 fucking air hockey tables. I was like, I want to play you. I'm like, all right, I'll pay for half. Here you go.
Yeah.
And I demolished her.
Yeah.
And she's like, run it back. And I'm like, you don't want any of this.
I don't want the smoke, bitch.
And she's just like, how do you keep putting it in the slot where my paddle is and the corner of the goalpost is this big? I'm like, oh, because I'm aiming for it.
Well, dude, you're doing fucking one-timers in fucking bubble hockey.
Oh,
First
yeah.
of all. And then air hockey, every fucking angle.
Yeah.
There's a book called The Reluctant Messiah. Okay, Daryl? And it's about this guy that sells this book. So Jonathan Livingston, you know who that is? Do you ever read
I don't read.
it's in school? Okay. In school, Jonathan Livingston Seagull is considered a classic, and you had to read a classic and do a book report on it. That book is maybe 98 pages long, and 60 of the fucking pages are all of pictures of seagulls. So, and it's this book. It can fit in the back of your pocket, So easy one to do. So this guy sells this book, and it becomes an instant kind of classic, and he makes a lot of money. And this is a true story. The author went out and he bought a plane, as you do, like a little fucking single engine fucking plane. And he would just fly across the country and land in fields. And people would come out and he'd go, yeah, for $5, I'll take you up and land you back in the field. And he would just,
Mr. Deeds.
yeah. So the guy didn't want to, he was like, well, I wrote my one book and I'm done. I'm over. And then he has this idea where an author sells a book, buys a plane, flies through fields, and he lands in the field and he sleeps overnight in this field and he wakes up in the morning and there's another plane right next to him and it's a pristine plane. I'm going to get to the point. I'm not going to forget where I'm going with this. And the guy that has the plane next to him in the field, he finds out is Jesus. And Jesus doesn't want to be Jesus anymore. But Jesus can still do all the things. He can fucking walk on water. He can do all the shit, right?
Turn water into wine.
And he goes, and this is where I'm comparing you to Jesus, and I am instantly regretting where I'm going with this. But he goes, listen, man, I've been around forever. I'm timeless. I've been around since the beginning of time. Anybody can have these powers if you're around long enough. That's how you are with bar games. You've been an alcoholic for so fucking long. I got him.
That was a fucking stretch to get there. Jesus Christ.
That was into your throat through your asshole. I had to go.
That's right. Yeah, Phil's right. McKinley Mall has got a baseball training facility, but I mean, I have a feeling in the next couple of years that place is going to sell, and it's literally going to become senior housing, and that's what I've seen on Facebook and shit. Some people have bought. Maybe not like a mall,
Yeah,
but like, I mean, there's what is it? Apple Tree Malls, like this weird kind of zigzag thing, and I could see that becoming like senior housing just because of the layout of it.
yeah.
And it's not actually a bad idea.
No,
I mean, you gotta buy. I don't know what McKinley Mall is going for price wise these days, but I mean. You got to drop that coin buying that place.
yes,
And then the renovation.
yeah,
But if you're going to do senior housing, you know that you're getting the insurance money and every one of those places are fucking charging an exorbitant amount of money for these people to stay there.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, I watched my great aunt, my mom's aunt go into one of those places and her millions of dollars that she had was gone in a matter of like 6-7 years. It was gone.
Yeah.
It's like, why is it so fucking expensive? All you're doing is changing a diaper and feeding these fucking people pudding.
And it depends on the place that you go to. Sometimes they barely fucking change the diapers. I mean, it's bad. That's why I'm trying to hope. I hope I die early, not today. Well, it might happen today. I'm feeling it. Wouldn't that be weird if I died today? And you'd be like, man, he fucking called his shot. Fucking, what's up, Babe Ruth?
Nostradamus.
I'm the Babe Ruth of dying, bitch. Yeah, I am obsessed with the people that find the old schools and they buy the school and then they house. That's legit.
Where the fuck? I went. I think it was when I was meeting you out in Darien Center or something. I drove by there was part of a prison that closed down.
Oh, sick. That'd be cool.
Out there. And that was the same thing. It's like, it's fucking closed.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is just sitting there.
Yep.
And it's like, why doesn't somebody buy this and do something with it? And I know some people have and can, but I'm like, I mean, if you have the money and are financially able to do that, that would be fucking amazing.
Well,
Because
you
you know your ROI is going to be fucking great.
sure. Yeah.
But it's good. You dump all that money out now, but you're not going to see it again for another 6-8 years. So if you're able to do that, like buying a fucking prison, just like accept it. When they
Yes.
that fucking old, what was it? An old school? It was an old insane asylum into
Oh,
a fucking college. I mean, we see it. It's happened. People have done shit like that.
Well,
But I mean, the vision to have that has got to be great.
Somebody bought that Buffalo Old Terminal or whatever it was from like the 1920 or whatever, and it's like abandoned. It's off William Street, I think it is. It's fucking beautiful there. Like you go to the parking lot, like, and Ghost Hunters was in there, so they kind of filmed in there and shit like that. It's still ornate and fucking awesome. But the guy bought it from the city for $1, and then like couldn't get the funding to do anything with it, and then they just opened it up to ghost tours. And I think that went by the wayside too, but like still, you own a fucking train terminal. Even if you go in and pull out the rails and, you know, get your money on metal and then you sell the land. Cool. I actually kind of thought that was where the new stadium was going to go.
Yeah, a lot of people were talking about that might be it.
Right on the train line. I mean, you could have trains go in and out, go right down to downtown Buffalo. I mean, I don't know how trains work. I think they stay on the rails though, right? Yeah, that's kind of how it works.
Yeah, they don't hover, fly.
I think buying a prison and making that a house would be probably Ghostville. I think that'd be tough. Where do you think is going to be more haunted, an insane asylum or a prison?
Insane asylum.
Wouldn't it be fucked up if let's say you're insane, right? Well, let's say I'm insane.
Okay.
I'm there. And then you're not lucky enough to go to heaven either. Like you're born crazy. You get put in an insane asylum. They put fucking probes up your asshole and shock your brain and shit like that. Then you die there, and then you have to stay there too in perpetuity.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I lived right down the road from the Richardson complex there on Forest.
Yes.
And now they're doing shit with that and having tours and, you know, because they redid a lot of that and they made it really nice and shit, but they're also doing like tours and shit. I'm like, this is a fucking, you know, I saw that shit in that, oh fuck, the name of the movie is gonna fucking, Strange Brew.
Yes. Yeah.
Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas.
That one show with Rhett Butler.
And they were fucking trying to shyster the beer company by putting a mouse in their beer.
Yeah.
They thought they'd get free beer for life and all that shit.
Free beer for life.
Then they ended up, the you hosers. And then they find out like there's an insane asylum and they're playing hockey.
Yeah.
When they play certain tunes, the retards do certain shit. I mean, that fucking movie was great. But it also just goes back to the whole fact of it's an insane asylum. Those things were fucking real. And if you were a little batshit crazy,
oh yeah, you're in there.
off you go.
Yeah.
And nobody's arguing your case for getting released. You're in there. Because if you start talking, you're still kind of batshit crazy. Just put the straight jacket on and live here.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.
You get to pick which team you're on when we're gonna play hockey, black or white. That's it.
Yeah, on team regular or team retard.
Yeah. They were all the R word.
Would you? Yeah, I would. There was a place in Perrysburg. Does that make sense?
That's done by you.
Yeah. So in Perrysburg, there was a place that we would go and walk around, and it was fucking weird, man, because it's this huge, beautiful building, multiple buildings, May have allegedly got in there one time because I can allegedly break into things. Allegedly. I need to have an allegedly button. Yes, good idea. Write that down. Awesome, thanks. Boy. And it was beautiful inside, but it was weird, man. There were still drawings on the walls and shit like that, and like hung up artwork and stuff like that. They just pieced out. They were like, okay, no funding, gone. What was really fucked up is across the street on the back end of it. So it was like kind of like an internal little campus. And the back of the building, they had their own generator station too. Like they had their own power source and everything, right? They had
There was a lot of that in that area.
yeah.
Chris told me about a bunch of it there.
Yeah, tuberculosis places too, right? No, dude, I'm just high on life, baby. Mexican Ritalin, allegedly. What was really weird is that across the street, there was the housing for where all the workers would live too. So they had like, almost like when you buy Bethlehem Steel, like those types of houses, like little mill houses, whatever there. It was fucking crazy. And you could buy that property for like 30 grand, right? So you get the building, you get everything, right? But the problem with those buildings is asbestos.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is why I probably have tons of cancer, like tons of it.
Like Crystal lives in Gowanda, and we would drive down there, and we'd have to cross over the Cattaraugus Creek just to get into town right by where her parents live. And that's the creek that always floods, and she's always talking about it. And summertime, you see people down there fishing and shit. And I said, I mean, it's all like kind of shale.
Yeah.
And whatnot. And I said, is there really any fish in there? She's like, you don't want to eat those. They like glow in the dark. I go, what do you mean? She goes, they're down there just catching a fish, taking a picture of it, and then they put it back. Nobody's eating that. I go, why not? So apparently on the south, so it'd be the southeast end of town, there was an old glue factory.
Okay.
And they used to pump all the toxins and shit into the creek. And apparently, since it's been abandoned, it still leaks into that creek.
Sweet.
And she said when she was a kid, they used to ride their bikes up there. It was already abandoned. And, climb through the fence and walk around. She said it was creepy as fuck and whatnot. I was like, it's kind of cool, She's
sure.
like, but you could walk out back and you'd see the regular water. And then it would run up to the back of this glue factory. I think it was a glue factory, she told me. And then the water kind of had like a rainbow tint to it from a certain part of the creek.
Dude, New York used to be.
Whoa.
My uncle would tell me stories about, so there's people that he worked at the Ford plant, and then there was people that worked at the Bethlehem steel plant, right? Yeah. So they're pretty close to each other. And you could walk on the train tracks in between and just kind of like hang out and do whatever. And some of those went over those little, I don't even know what they were called. It looks like little shipping inlets off of Route 5, like whatever.
Yeah, those.
He said they were so polluted that the rats that were the size of a fucking small dog were walking on top of the water, like rat Jesus.
The water was just that thick with shit.
There was times where someone, if you threw a cigarette, 70s, everyone's smoking and shit. You threw a cigarette in there, sometimes the water would start on fire. And then you go to like Woodlawn, where my mom used to go swimming all the time. And we took the kids there over the summer. It's an awesome little beach. They got a bar there. You can get drinks, and they have live music.
Water ain't that good there.
Yeah. But my mom said when she was a kid, they'd go swimming, and if the plant was dumping the slag or whatever into the lake,
that's the word.
You'd drown. There's still times I took the kids to the lake, and you could pull. But Max is like, "What kind of rock is this?" I'm like, "No, that's slag. It's molten steel from the fucking power plant."
Max is walking on the water. You're like, "Are you fucking Jesus?" Water's a little thick today.
Well, would that make me God? I think it would make me God.
I'm not sure how that whole thing works, and I'm not getting into it.
It'd be so lit if I was God. It'd be fucking lit, baby. What's the one thing you would do if you were God? First thing, huge cock. Yeah.
Dude.
How mad?
Secondly, you reinstate my Twitter account.
Yes, easy. How mad would you be if I called you one day and I was like, dude, you'll never guess what happened to me last night. I turned into God. And you're like, fuck you. And I'm like, okay, there's a bear in your house, bitch. And then you call me like, I'm in my bathroom. My whole family's dead because of this bear. But I do believe you're God. What do you want right now? Like, what can you do for me? I'm like, well, number one, bear's gone, family.
You a fucking genie just handing out wishes?
I would.
I don't think this is how that works.
Dude, if you're God, you can do whatever.
I don't know about that.
I know you'd ask me to make Michigan win. You'd probably ask me to reinstate Harbaugh.
Be fine.
You know what, Daryl? Done. Reinstated.
Worst genie ever.
You know what? What would if you were blessing a fucking wish, like would it be like winking a gun?
Wait, if I was blessing a wish, what does that mean?
I'm God. I'm just blessing people. Would you wink?
I honestly don't know.
Would you buddy Christ it? What'd be your call sign for granting a wish? Go ahead. I'll wait.
Would you make call sign?
Yeah. Do you get your hand kissed? Do you fucking wink and gun it? Do you?
Do you kiss the ring?
Yeah. You got
Is there a sword? Tap on the shoulders,
you
like getting knighted?
kiss your feet. That'd be kind of fun.
No. No, nobody wants that.
It's not for me.
But it is.
They want to wash my feet and kiss my feet and take shits on it. It's a thing. Go on OnlyFans.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
Dude, we should get an OnlyFans account.
No. Should have nothing to do with that
You know
nonsense.
how much money you would make if you put those big, beautiful balls into birthday cakes? Just hear me out.
Oh boy. See, now you got fuckhead going.
No. London,
Yep.
yes, sure. I don't know where he gets the videos he gets, but
I don't watch them.
no, me either. Every time I see something from London come through, just to be nice, I open the thing and then I immediately close it.
I don't. Yeah, I don't even at all.
Because I
I
think one
most of the time I try to just send like texts so it just goes up so far so I don't have to fucking
that's
see
true.
it.
That's a good move. That's a good move.
Because you know, as soon as he sends it, he's fucking like 87 bowls of Jello, just laughing his dumb ass.
He's
Yeah.
heeing.
Oh yeah, he's definitely he's like he goes. I sent it to 3 of them. Somebody's gonna open it. And I'm like, it ain't gonna be me. And I don't know how many times. I don't know how many times you, me, or Hurley have said, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Just stop.
But he doesn't get it.
No.
He fucking sent me a picture. Maybe it was during one of the podcasts. He sent me a picture, and I don't know. Melissa had to have taken it. There's no way if he put his kids up to this, whatever. It's him sit. It's underneath the table, and his fucking beanbags hanging out. And like an asshole, I saved it just because I'm waiting for the perfect time to fucking drop that on him.
Okay, I'm gonna.
See, just yeah.
I'm gonna
No, I'm not. I'm not even gonna do this.
take a look at one.
He's the worst.
I might have deleted them all.
I want to delete him, literally from existence.
Well, I think diabetes
The fucking the poop game when we started that back in the day
was above.
fucking hilarious.
Dude, I had.
It was beautiful game. It was a beautiful game.
I almost brought it back this week because I've been eating.
I think we need to,
Let's do it.
but we have to have strict rules, and there's got to be a punishment if you step outside the fucking box.
Well, the one time I
what is it going to be?
texted you, Hurley, in London, a picture of a load that I shot that looked exactly like the NBA logo. I thought that you'd appreciate that.
You're like, dude, yes and no.
It looked.
You were
exactly
so
like Jerry West.
fucking proud of it. You're like, look, Jerry West. And I'm like, what? Holy fuck, I know. God damn it.
Oh. London, that doesn't look like shit. It looks like you.
Oh, I'm glad he's just sending it to you because I'm not getting them.
I could smell that photo because I've had that exact dump. Dude, I've been eating 4 eggs in the morning with salad. Kobe. And then I'll have a salad for lunch. And for the first couple days of doing it, I was like kind of resetting my diet and stuff like that because I need to fucking lose weight. I can only see 2 abs. What are we doing here, guys? First day, can't shit. Second day, can't shit. Third day, can't shit. Fourth day, I shit so much. And I grabbed my phone and I was like, you know when you're taking one and you're like, this is a gem. This is a good one, you know?
You look in, there's a fucking Tootsie Roll in the toilet.
Dude, I
How
played
sad
on
you get.
that bitch. It was swirly dirly, dude. It was great. It was a python, and it was fucking legit green because I've been eating nothing but fucking spinach. And I was like, I this is yesterday. I was like, I'm gonna start it back up again. We're getting the band back together, guys.
But that's got to be a completely separate thing. And we can't make. All four of us are still in the same text group. We can't start another one because it'll just do this. It'll just default to London fucking weird ass double dicked porn shit that he keeps sending us.
I'm just not a fan, and I can take a lot of gross stuff. I'm not a fan of seeing a guy with scissors in his dick hole. Like that's,
Yeah.
I didn't know that I had a line, but that's it.
London just sent. There's text in my phone from London. I'm not opening it because I know how awful this is.
It looks like the dump you took after you went to fucking TJ Fridays. It is like, I don't know what you need to do to have that color green brown.
Okay.
That shit looks like a fucking couch from the 70s.
Those are just two colors that they're just not that are just don't occur in nature.
Oh, no. Oh, dude. Have you ever had Takis? They're a type of,
I don't think so.
dude, next time you go to the store, they're in the chip aisle and they're called Takis. They're ridiculously hot. They're good, but ridiculously hot. You like spicy shit, right?
To a point.
Yeah, I would say that they're like maybe a step above Frank's Red Hot. They're a little spicy, you know? But they're fucking blue. They turn your tongue blue. Guess what else they turn blue? Dude, I had like 4 Takis. And I think that's what I had 4 Takis Wednesday. 4. That's it. Thursday, 8 pounds of dump. 8 pounds of dump.
How do you weigh it? Or is this a weigh yourself prior and then weigh yourself after thing?
Oh, you definitely,
Or
yeah.
is it just kind of an estimate that it looks like?
I didn't lose 8 pounds taking a shit, but I was probably 213, and afterwards I think it was 210. It was a solid, and it was a lot of pee.
You're not good at math.
Yeah, I don't need to be good at math. Just all
I
the
just
zero.
really enjoyed when Brady would take a shit and he'd yell from the bathroom, "It's a big one!" And then he's like, "You gotta see this." And I'd walk in the bathroom and look at it, fucking high five him. And there's this just massive dump that's like half the length of his body in that toilet. I'm like, "That came out of you? How did you not have a stomach ache?" He's like, "I pooped that right out." I'm like, "Good for you."
Dude, I was dating this girl, and she lived maybe a mile away, and she calls me, and she was always getting in fights with her brother and stuff like that. Brother's a cunt, and she goes, "You need to get here right now." And I'm like, "Fuck, I got to go beat this guy up. Finally, it's my chance to shine, you know." So I run a fucking mile, get to her house. It's August. I'm sweating my dick off, right? And I'm like, "What's going on? Like, where's your brother?" I'm not going to mention his name. And she goes, "Oh, he's not here." I'm like, "Well, what's going on? Like, you said you need to get here right now." She goes, "I took a shit, and it didn't fall over in the toilet. It's standing straight up." She took a shit, dude, and no matter how many times you flushed the toilet, it was still standing straight up. It was amazing. You know, sometimes see a fucking,
Like Mr. Hanky just ain't going home.
you see like fucking Malcolm X in a potato, and you're like, "Wow, that's amazing." Or your cat fucking Nuggie the other day. I don't know.
A full size chicken nugget, dude. That thing was like 4 or 5 inches long.
Can we talk about this real quick? I don't think a 50-year-old man should be eating nuggies.
Those weren't nuggets. Those were fucking chicken fingers.
I still think at a certain point,
We buy them in a 5-pound bag. Me and Aubrey eat the fuck out of them. They're chicken fingers.
I-
Today I had chicken nuggets. Here's why. 1, because they were kind of quick. And number 2, because you were being a cunt. So that's why I did that today.
it's fair. I accept it.
You have to. So a grown man should never eat chicken fingers.
Chicken nuggets.
That kitty thing, the kitten one, that was a 5-inch long chicken finger. It's a
That's-
normal chicken finger that you would get from a restaurant.
Okay, good. Yeah. If you
I
go
get
to
it from Federal.
if you're okay, as a grown man, if you go to a restaurant, sometimes here's my guilty pleasure. Sometimes I like a good mozzarella stick. As do you.
Park.
And that's why I didn't shit on you when you're like, I need mozzarella sticks.
Or whatever. You and I fucking house pizza logs. Mozzarella sticks are honestly no different. They just don't have pepperoni in them.
Okay, first of all, they are incredibly different than fucking mozzarella sticks.
Wait.
Logs.
Pizza logs and mozzarella sticks are not all that different.
Sure. And I think biologically, we're like 4 things off from being bananas. Doesn't make us fucking bananas, baby. Okay? All right, Daddy? I do think that a grown man shouldn't go to a restaurant and get chicken fingers. Chicken finger sub, different. Sure, chicken finger sub it all
Why?
day.
Because it's on fucking bread?
It's a little bit more established. I don't think you should be.
So I should never go to Vinny's and decide it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm hanging out. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I would like an order of chicken fingers. Never? I shouldn't do that because I'm a grown man. You're a fucking idiot.
I just think at a certain point you got to punt on the fucking chicken fingers. That's all I'm saying.
They're chicken fingers. See, fucking thanks, Phil. Wait.
Yeah, Phil's still talking shit about you.
Yeah, Phil. Yeah, he's misinformed here.
A little bit.
The kitten pitcher was a 5-inch fucking chicken finger. Legit, like you would shake in hot sauce, lay down on a fucking sub roll, put provolone cheese and all your other bullshit on it, and serve it to somebody.
Where you at with? Do you like tomatoes on your chicken finger sub?
Hate lettuce, tomato, onion. I could do without it. If it's there, I'll eat it. Lettuce and tomato are a no-go.
London, you have the link. Anytime you want, make sure your mic works this time, and just click on the fucking link. And I see that you're in, and then I just go boop.
Phil, the kitten picture of the finger was a chicken finger. Normal chicken finger that normal fucking people eat all the time. Today, I ate dino nugs. I ate brontosauruses, stegosauruses, and T-Rexes. And I dipped them in fucking McDonald's spicy buffalo sauce.
God, you are fucking.
And I cut them in half with my fork because they were hot as fuck and they fit perfectly inside the dipping container.
Such
a fucking delicious.
You're a kid. Peter Pan. Hey, everyone.
Dude.
Hey, look, it's Peter Pan. If I was God, I would make it impossible for you to eat nuggies. That's what I would do. If I'm God, no more nuggies.
Life. I could go on without chicken nuggets. I could. They were available. They were quick. They were easy. I just came home from getting my fucking cornhole destroyed at poker. I was sad. I wanted some dino nugs.
Now, I do get, like, if you're hungover, for sure, chicken nuggies.
No. You can't have it both ways, fuckface. You can't.
Yeah.
You can't shit on them and say, oh, they're okay only on this day at this time.
I'm agreeing with you that
you can't do that.
I'm agreeing with you.
No, you're not.
Today, a filet fish. That's a fucking man sandwich right
You ever
there.
had that?
Mm-hmm.
From McDonald's.
Yeah, it was a bad move.
Why?
Well,
I want to know when it was a really bad move, and London. I wonder if he fucking left yet. London, in all his infinite fucking wisdom, stupid, fat, bald, fucking, goddamn extra chromosome having motherfucker.
He is bald, but he's got way better hair than us.
He's got a better hairline than all of us when his hair comes in.
Yeah,
I hate him for it too. So anyhow, he went to a fucking bowling alley and ordered mahi, and then wondered why it wasn't good.
Yeah, that's a bad move.
We got this bowling alley has some of the best food I've ever fucking eaten, but a bowling alley should never
No,
serve mahi.
it's on them. It's on London.
Oh, it was on London 100%.
It's also on the bowling alley. Let's understand.
This was London back in the day when he thought he was.
He dropped
cool.
He dropped weight. He did.
No, that wasn't even it. We'd go out to drink, and he'd order. We're all getting fucking Labatt Ice or Blue or whatever. He's like, I'll take a Grey Goose on the rocks. Like, who the fuck are you?
All right, Daddy Warbucks. Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had food poisoning.
Yeah, Phil. It wasn't good. He immediately regretted his decision, and all I could do was laugh at that fat fuck.
He's stealing your fries. You're like, God damn it! Just
And
I've
then
heard.
ate my fucking chicken fingers.
I never get this is a because I had food poisoning like I don't know 6 years ago. I never get I used to like a good like grilled chicken sandwich. I'm for it.
Yeah,
That's what I had. And I remember going to the bathroom and seeing into the kitchen and I'm like,
see stars.
well, I remember looking, I'm like in my head, I'm like, it doesn't seem too up to code. You know, we were in Charleston. It just doesn't seem up to code. That's all. I go take a piss, come back, sandwich is there, eat the sandwich. By the time we got to the car, I already had food poisoning. It was already over. It was bad. And I spent an entire week in Charleston watching Hunting Hitler and taking watery shits. I've had food poisoning too where you get both ends, which is the worst, where you're throwing up and shitting.
And that makes things very difficult.
Yes.
You're like, which one do I want to clean up less?
Yeah,
You're caught in this weird paradigm where you don't know what to do.
you definitely shit and then puke into the garbage. That's
Grab a garbage can and yak into that. I mean, if you're cognizant enough to realize that's a possibility. Other than that, you're looking around for the fucking sink. You're like, I gotta stand up a little, which means I am gonna completely splatter this whole toilet. But I want to get this puke out because it's burning.
there's something
You're like,
freeing, though of
At that point, you just jump into the shower and let everything happen at once and turn the water on.
yeah, with what was coming out of me, nothing was getting stuck in the drain. It was straight fire water burn. Yeah, there's something very freeing though, and I'm not wishing this on anybody. I hope I don't get it again. But when you throw up and you're over open water, where you can just let it ride, you know. When you
Did that on our honeymoon when we went deep sea fishing, after I caught that fucking giant marlin or whatever the fuck I caught, hung over and we were on our way back, and the other dude jumped in the seat, and I was like, Chris was just sitting there going, she's just pounding water, or the Gatorade or wherever they had him. She looks at me, she goes, "You don't look good." I'm like, "I don't feel good." She's like, and I went over to the side of the boat and I started chumming the fuck out of the water. Well, my head is over the fucking side of this fishing trawler as I'm puking, like from the bottom of my core. I'm looking out and there's flying fish, and I've never seen them before. They're fucking like literally a foot away from my head. They're like, "Hey, man, what's wrong with you?" And they're just fucking zipping along, and then they're down in the water, and then they wouldn't go by, and I'm like, "Ah!" And then flying fish are just like, and I'm like, what the fuck is this real life right now? I've never seen one of these things in my life. I
never
thought they were fucking completely made up. No, those motherfuckers fly, dude.
That's awesome. I've never
They
seen
don't really fly. They're like gills or they're flippers.
sleep. Yeah,
They flat, so they jump out of the water, and they just kind of float with like the airstream or whatever. And then they're out there for quite a ways.
like the squirrel of the ocean.
Yeah, but they're not like up 18 fucking feet. They're only like a couple feet out of the water. They're just sitting there, and then they fucking splash back down, and then 3 more come up, and I'm like, this is. I'm like, you guys want to catch a shark? Chum the fuck out of this water.
You're like Lou in Hot Tub Time Machine.
Yeah.
Little time-
And then they took me inside the cabin of the boat, and they're like, here, drink some Gatorade, lay the fuck down, close your eyes. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, seriously, we just saw what happened. There's nothing left in your body. Here, drink some Gatorade, and whatever that fucking fish or whatever that fucking sea monster you caught, we're going to tell stories of this for years. And I'm like, oh, cool. And I'm like,
Now, were you
to
seasick
the boat.
or both?
What's that?
Were you seasick, hungover, or both?
I think it was just hungover. The waves were like about a foot. They weren't really bad, but the boat just kept moving.
Yeah.
And I've been on a cruise before, and I had no problem. I mean, maybe it was just because it was so big.
Oh,
I mean, there was a tsunami warning when rolled through because that was when that is it Chile, that huge fucking earthquake just like broke apart like Chile or whatever.
Was it Japan? No.
Back, fuck, 2007.
I think it was Japan where the nuclear reactor
No,
went.
it wasn't Japan. It was like Chile or Peru. There was a massive earthquake and tsunami warning went out, and our cruise ship got hit with like 2 or 3 foot waves.
Oh,
The fucking boat never moved.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm like, I really didn't get seasick, but out on that boat, I can almost guarantee you it had 85% to do with me being just absolutely hungover. as
We
fuck.
went to Wilmington for Kyle's bachelor party, and Tim was in charge. Tim was the best man, and Tim did a really good job. But Kyle's like, no, going ocean fishing would be great. So we get there, and on the dock, they're cleaning thousands of fish, right? Because they just got back. They clean them for you, and they stuff them in a cooler, and it's all good, right?
Yep.
So the guy's like, you guys are in for a fucking treat. I've never seen so many fucking fish, and the water is like fucking glass. And I'm like, this is awesome. At the time, that's when I had vertigo. So looking up and looking down was bad, let alone a fucking bouncing boat, right? And we're moderately hungover, but we're okay. We go through the little inlet, glass, and then we get to the break wall, and you see fucking white caps. And the guy goes, okay, things changed a little bit. It's going to get a little rough. I'm like, well, let's just turn around. Tim's like, fuck that. I paid for 4 fucking hours. Whether we go past the inlet or not, ship westward. So we hit that fucking first wave. All the fishing poles fall down. I think the boat got out of the air. Dude, I'm not going to say they were 20-foot waves. But I am going to say that we were going up probably 6 feet and going down probably 6 feet.
It was like that Wahlberg movie, The Perfect Storm.
Dude, the only fish that Kyle caught, because I'm sitting in this
What,
chair.
that fell in the boat?
No, I think because the boat had to go so fast to get past the waves,
Yeah.
it just hooked the fish. Like a fish was just sitting there like, man, this is fucking crazy, and just got a fish hook through the fucking dick. And that's the only fish we caught. The people before us had fish. They're probably still eating fish from that fucking day. We catch one fish that was too stupid to get out of the way of a hook. Dude, the boat was going so fast that the fish died because it was skipping on the water.
Just fucking blood force trauma.
The guy's like, do you even want this? The guy's like, fuck no, we just slapped this thing against the ocean for fucking 4 hours. Dude, it was the worst. And they all took like Dramamine and all that stuff. I'm not taking Dramamine. Have you ever taken Dramamine? It sucks.
No, and I've heard people that do it.
It's not good.
We went to my buddy I used to live with. His parents, his mom and dad had a cottage up in Wilson. And we got there. We had to park at the fucking boat place. And we grabbed our bags and we went down. And they met us in this little motorboat thing. Jump in. And we had to go we went underneath this like walkway bridge. And you had to duck down to get to their fucking cabin. Which there was like one on the front side inside, like, you know, the little river or whatever that ran to Lake Ontario. And then the other side of the hill or the fucking whatever the fuck, the ridge we were on, faced Lake Ontario. So they had a pontoon boat. We got back, we got settled in, we grabbed beers. They're like, let's go fishing.
Beers?
Huh?
You grabbed beers?
We grabbed beers.
Nice, dude.
We dabbed beers. And we went down, and I'm like, I know nothing about fishing. Nothing.
I do
I
like.
don't know, I don't know what lure. I don't know what we're catching and everything. So we get in the pontoon boat, and I'm like, I'm sitting on the roof.
Oh, you idiot.
And yeah, dude, hi. It's me. And
Yeah.
I'm just destroying fucking beers up there. And I'm throwing a line in the water, and
Your lieutenant.
so my worm got fucking eaten a little bit, reel it back in. And I'm like, I would just drop the hook down, and somebody would re-lure my fucking thing, and I would throw it back in the water, and I would like, somebody throw me a beer, and I'm up there just drinking. So we end up at like the bar there. We met Dave Andrechuk. It was at right after he won the Stanley Cup with the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Okay, cool. Nice.
He was on his Harley.
Sick.
So we were partying, and we go back to the house, and everybody's like, what should we do? We're like, well, obviously, we're all young and shit. We should go out. and somebody goes, "You guys want to go to Toronto?" We're like, "Yes."
How
And
long?
we're like, and we look, and you can see Toronto across.
Okay,
from
so
Wilson.
yeah,
It ain't far, right? No. Maybe about an hour in a pontoon boat.
Lake Ontario is
Let's
deep
go.
and the water is aggressive though.
Let's go. All right. We get changed. We grab more beers. We get in the pontoon boat. We fucking drive through the little canal. We get going. The music's cranking. We're smashing beers. We're going to fucking Toronto.
Living your dream.
We got outside the break wall. The waves start hitting. We're
Dude.
like, we're about maybe a half mile out. We're like, we're not gonna make it.
That's
Turn this fucking thing right around. We're like, we're gonna die if we go any farther.
Fuck all that, dude. Fuck all that.
And like you said, Lake Ontario is a cocksucker.
I think it's the deepest of all lakes.
Yeah, we could have easily been at the bottom. And it was, dude, these fucking waves were a foot, 2 feet. Pontoon boats are built for that.
No.
It was like everybody was holding on for dear life. We're only a half mile out. We're like, what, an hour of this? We should go back.
Dude, I remember being on this boat and I see this like little, I don't think it was an island, but to me it was an island, right? And there's a tent on the island. And
Was this similar to Epstein's Island?
yes, yeah, it was great.
The guy that did not kill himself was watching our podcast.
Oh, cool. Hello. So I see this like little tent, and in my fucking head, I'm an okay swimmer. I'm like, I am going to jump off this fucking boat, and I'm gonna swim through this water because I'd rather be anywhere than on this fucking boat. I'm gonna swim, and I'm just gonna go and ask if I can lay down in that tent. That's what I'm gonna do. And in my head, did you ever hear there's a short story called
There it is. There it is.
There's a short story called An Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge. Okay?
Is
Did you ever
this
read that?
same as like Oak Island?
No. Which is I'll tell you about Oak Island next. That's
Nobody wants to hear that.
An Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge is quite possibly considered the father of all short stories. Okay? So it started the short story buzz. It's written as this guy in the Confederate Army gets caught. Confederate Army gets caught and as a spy, and they're going to hang him, right? And so they string him up on this thing, and right when they let go of the fucking stool or whatever, he starts to fall, and the rope breaks, and he rolls down this hill, and he gets away, and he gets married, and has this whole beautiful life. And at the end of the story, it's only the rope goes taut, and his neck breaks. So the whole story is him getting away and leading this life and doing all this shit. And his whole life flashed ahead in his life as the rope was going down and as his neck broke. I lived an entire life in my head, jumping off of that boat, swimming, and living in that tent and never going on a boat ever again. I had and I would have died. I probably would have died if I jumped in the ocean that day, but anything was better than that.
We already know that I have this fucking inane fear of flying.
Yes, as do I.
And I think that I could survive like a cruise ship starting to sink. I think I would have a better chance of survival doing that in open water and with all the bullshit going on than I would obviously in an airplane.
I agree.
I'm not saying I'm gonna come out on the other side, but I think I give myself a fair chance of not being Jack in Titanic.
The worst thing about, and this is what I've heard about cruise ships, when they get into international water, that's when they let go of all of their garbage. And that attracts fish. And that also attracts fish that eat other fish. That's the only thing that I would hold on to that boat till the last possible fucking second, because I'm not going fucking anyway. Thanks. I'm glad you're alive, man.
Glad you didn't kill yourself.
That's such a piece of shit. Is such an upstanding guy. I could see why the Clintons like you. We can punch out of this one, take a little pee break, and I want to do one more.
You'll never be Jack. You're right.
I think we talk about there is a guy in the movie Titanic, not the Titanic. He is Jack. He's next to Jack and Rose, and he's a chef, and he's just housing booze.
Yeah.
That's a real guy.
Yeah. He just said, fuck it, I'm drinking all the way down.
Yeah. The only way he survived, and he was in the water. The only way he survived was because he was fucking hammered.
Isn't there a new cruise ship
Yes.
based on the Titanic called the Titan or the Titanic 2 or whatever that's supposed to set sail soon or already has?
It's in February.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? They don't have to worry about sinking because they're not going to hit an iceberg because all the polar ice caps have melted.
Thank God.
Thanks, global warming.
Thanks a lot, Bill Gates. Not Bill Gates. Who's the fucking guy?
Bram, bram, bram.
Or
No,
Tes-
we couldn't have.
Jesus Christ. Everyone's so
10:30. It's fucking 10:30. We couldn't have. We're already fucking done with one show or 10.
You're-
Welcome.
He's in the future. No, there was a book.
Sounded like what's his name?
A gay guy? That's closet kids?
John Lovitz. Right there.
John Lovitz is dude. He's one of my favorite people of all time.
He plays so many great characters.
And he's always a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He's losing his mind, and I'm reaping all the benefits.
Like him in Benchwarmers. It was
Yes,
fucking
yeah.
great.
He's never bad.
No.
The future. All right. We'll get out of here. And
I have your other two topics punched up here, ready to go.
and we'll talk about what else was I going to talk about?
Cortez is on his way over.
Oh.
I'm just assuming.
You ain't black.
Remember, guys, let's we should end with a final new
Your
thing.
recap?
New thing. No, 'cause who the fuck can keep control of all this shit? At the end of every podcast, I want us to have a final thought like Jerry Springer.
Oh, fuck.
We should do
both
that.
thinking.
Well, yeah, no, we do it during the week.
Okay.
Final thought.
Well, the thing is, that would require us to be like, okay, here's our two topics for first show, 2 or 3 for the second show after we've been drinking and everything.
Mhm.
And then, okay, go. We're both going to fucking forget. Or our final thoughts are going to have nothing to do with what we talked about.
I swear to God,
We're literally
Back to
fucking
the Future was gonna give-
squirrels that found a fucking brick of cocaine.
I thought Back to the Future was really going to give us a lot more juice. There's a problem with topics. Restaurants was good. I think restaurants is pretty good.
Yeah, it was good. It was fun to talk about because there's valid points to be made for all of them.
I
Some more than others.
myself out of place. I think the new
Wasn't the whole point of that
yeah.
to discuss about taking somebody on a first date?
Yes. Yeah.
I think that was the whole point of the restaurant thing.
Okay, so let's say you're going on a first date. We can end with this too. Let's say you're going on a first date. You can only pick chain restaurants. That's the prerequisite. Which one you going to? First date. I'm going Chili's first date.
Yeah.
Chili's wins.
I mean, we all had a good laugh at that dude that took that chick out to dinner and ate all the oysters and shit.
Yeah.
I'm not rolling that way on a first date because if you're in the dating pool, you're gonna have a fuckload of those. If you're looking to date and just
Yeah. Well,
have a compilation.
like what? So I've always been. I like somebody. I ask them out. I go on a date, and I don't go on a date the next day with somebody else. Nowadays, these kids have a date a week.
They're all lined up. Yeah. A week? Fuck, dude. It's like 3 nights a week. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I could never do that. I'm monogamous when I'm trying to date somebody. Anyways, we'll bounce out of here. Final thought, guys. We're a year away from possibly having the great Joe Biden another 4 years. Another 4 fucking years. And then the world's
I
going
don't
to...
want to think about that.
We might as well just hang
End
it
it all.
and let this shitbox start on fire. Spay and neuter your pets, everybody. keep fucking that chicken, and we'll be back with another riveting episode of the greatest show in the history of the world.
Retardation.